Hi, I'm Rigger, like no one ever was, and this is Your Rant. Before we start, be sure to like the video if you like it, share anything else you would like, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe if you want to see more. So, if you're new to this, I'm giving RWBY characters Pokemon teams, essentially. This time around, prepare for trouble and make it double because we're doing a pair of criminal pairs. In fact, it's the 4 beacon henchmen, Emerald, Mercury, Roman, and Neo. But it's not that simple as just giving them teams, because that's too easy. So there's a list of rules I'm following to make it harder and make it more interesting. First off, no repeating starters. It's pretty simple. There aren't enough starters to give to everyone in RWBY, but if I use one, I can't use it again. Second rule, restrictive legendaries, meaning at most you can have 2, but I'm limiting it to 1 as much as I can, although it's quite likely you'll get like a mythical and a legendary, or an ultra beast, that kind of thing. But at most it's 2. And I'm amending this rule to say that I'm also actually trying to give at least 1 legendary to everyone, so it's fairer. So sometimes finding a legendary for each person is sort of part of the challenge. And 3, no repeating regular Pokemon either, except in special circumstances where there's a link between characters. So, no double Pokemon, no one's getting 2 of the same, and I'm trying to mix it up, so I'm trying to give everyone as much of a diverse team as I can. Once I use a Pokemon, I can't use it again without a very good reason, often meaning sometimes obvious choices you'd want to give to someone you can't because they have to go to someone else more or they've already been used. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to give them actual teams, so sometimes swapping out things for type diversity comes to the forefront, like I said, trying to give everyone legendaries and stuff so they could sort of battle on equal footing somewhat. That all goes into this. But without further ado, let's get started. First off, we start with Emerald. From Street Thief to being on Team Destroy the World before switching allegiances in the 11th hour, it's been just a bit of a crazy ride for Em. But now, it's looking up. She's on the right side of things, and she has a very own Pokemon team, so let's check it out. Starting off, we'll get straight to it with an obvious teammate. Emerald's semblance is incredibly powerful when used right, so we might as well lead with her strengths, which is illusions. That's why she's leading with a very strong and very tricky Zoroark. Next up, it's fair to say that Emerald's deception was key to the downfall of Beacon and setting in motion Salem's grand plans, so it's only fitting that she receives the Deceiver Pokemon. She may have worn a sweet smile during her time at Beacon, but there was a trap lying in wait. Emerald tricks us all with a vicious Mawile. Next up is an odd but fitting choice. Emerald's influence over the mind is equivalent to a psychic ability, but more than that, this Pokemon is noted for its incredible loyalty. It took far more than anyone expected for Emerald to finally see the light, and for her fierce loyalty, Emerald earns herself a Pokemon that is said to have developed its precognitive powers just to protect its trainer. Which is why, standing by her side, she has an Espeon. But it's not just about loyalty. Sure, it became loyalty, but truly what Emerald has expressed is gratitude. She owes Cinder everything, as she puts it, for saving her. And it is that gratitude that forged their bond and blinded Emerald. It's clearly something that she's expressed towards several people, including Hazel as well. Therefore, it's only fitting that she receives the Gratitude Pokemon. Perhaps its form change could also even represent her eventual change in allegiance. Plus, the green on top to match is just a bonus. I'm sure that Emerald is very grateful for her shaman. But yes, her gratitude and loyalty were from being saved from a life on the streets, where Emerald used her talents to be a thief, surviving on what she stole and what she could sell it for. Therefore, it's only right that we honor her beginnings. Everybody lock your doors and watch your pockets, because Emerald comes in with a devious Thievul. And lastly, Emerald is still lacking some power. Luckily, there's a very strong Pokemon with almost her exact power. In fact, it's compassionate at heart, dislikes fighting, and can make its foes see images that it has in its head. That's basically exactly Emerald. So, speeding into the final slot is a very fly addition, a Latios. Next up is the dangerous Mercury Black. Trained to be a killer by his assassin father before he was enlisted by Cinder, Merc is likely weighing his options right now given his current predicament he was left in when we last saw him. Let's hope a team of 6 can help him out along the way. First up, we'll address his heritage. Mercury is an incredibly fast and deadly assassin, trained to be ninja-like by his killer father. Therefore, it's only fitting he has a zippy little ninja of his own. Mercury opens up his squad with a Ninjask. Next up, Merc isn't just fast, he's lightning fast, and being powered up by accessories too, that doesn't hurt. Specializing in physical strikes with matching his color scheme, and according to the Pokedex, it shares his ill temper and bad attitude. Mercury fills out his ranks with an untamable Zeb Striker. But yes, it's time we address what brought Mercury to the game, his attacks. Lots of people throw kicks, but Mercury is the kickiest kick boy to ever kick on Remnant. Therefore it's only fitting that we give him the kickiest Pokemon. For that, there's only one thing. Mercury gets a leg up on the competition, with a devastating Hitmonlee. But those kicks are not just because of his skills, he is indeed assisted by some tech. So it seems only fitting I give him a mon to sort of match. Okay, it's not literally tech, but it looks like it. Plus, his burning temper is only cooled by his smug persona. And this Pokemon matches that dynamic pretty well. Plus, it's even better that its special limbs that it uses to attack have blue glowy bits on them to match Mercury. So Merc heats up his squad with a Volcanion. Next up though, it'd be weird to have a character called Mercury who's the colour grey with metal legs and not give him a steel type. Looking over the list, I realised that Merc is very fleet of foot despite the metal limbs. And in fact, there is a Pokemon with a shell made of special alloy that's both incredibly light but incredibly strong. Mercury said he didn't mind the city, and he's added a Pokemon with the potential to become a building. He bolsters his squad with a steely presence of a Duraludon. And lastly, Merc really needs even more power, so let's give it to him. Let's see, he's a very strong kick fighter who uses wind dust and his emblem is a winged shoe. It seems only right then that he should receive a legendary to match. The hardest kicks, powers of the wind, but doesn't look like it flies. Therefore, stomping in at great speed, Merc will crush his enemies underfoot with a fearsome Galarian Zapdos. Next up is Roman Torchwick, the charismatic, cane-wielding criminal, the first antagonist of the story and always a welcome presence to the screen. Yeah, sometimes he's a dum-dum, but he's our dum-dum, and now he has a Pokemon team. First up, let's not stand on ceremony. Roman has a signature hat and cane, and it just so happens there's a Pokemon to match. So, easily enough, Roman fills out his first slot with a performance like no other, in the form of his captivating Mr. Rhyme. Next up, Roman is gone but not forgotten, therefore we should remember him. It may not be powerful, but his cane blasts are a play on a Roman candle, and it even has his haircut. Roman is remembered for being a light in the darkness, so it's only fair that we continue that with a spoopy little Litwick. It doesn't hurt that it also rhymes with his name. Next up, Roman may have been low on the tier of boss bad guys, but he was not low on the pecking order overall. Though not tremendously powerful, Roman's ability to lead others was of great help to him. No one could tell a gang of criminals what to do better than he could. Yes, when it came to street-level crime, Roman was head honcho, so let it be so, with this, a honchcrow. It's even got a sweet little hat. Next up, Roman always moved with such swagger. He was tricky and unpredictable. Comparisons to characters like the Joker and others came quickly, and it didn't hurt, he was pretty funny. But take your eyes off him for a moment and it would quickly blow up in your face. Therefore, it's only fitting that he fills out his rings with a captivatingly explosive Blacephalon. Now, we'll go to his inspiration, Lampwick. Well, that's just easy, isn't it? We all come from somewhere, and Roman's inspiration involved a donkey. There's only one donkey Pokemon. But I think let's be fair to Roman, while he did achieve quite a lot. In fact, he carried the bad guys on his back for quite a while. So, let's level that thing up. Roman worked his way up out of the dirt, and so did his Mudbray. And it's where he came from, not where he is now. So let's toughen up his team with a solid Mudsdale. And lastly, Roman is also lacking some power. Looking over the legendaries and mythicals, there isn't one that fits him per se. But let's be fair to him again. I mean, he did steal a lot, and as he put it, every scrap of dust in the kingdom. And that's a lot of crystals. Plus, I think it's actually here very fitting that he be protected by a pink-haired girl once again. It's only fitting that his crowning jewel be a direct reference to Neo. He probably stole it, but that's okay. Roman earns his crowning jewel with a Diancie. And lastly, let's move on to Neopolitan. Fan favourite and all-round wrecker of fools, particularly ones named Yang apparently. Combat queen and tricky as can be, it's time for Neo's team to show just how much better they are than you. First off, Neo may look cute, but she's incredibly strong. She's downright dangerous with her speciality in hand-to-hand combat. So let's start her off right, with an adorable-looking powerhouse of a fighter. It doesn't hurt that it's also her colours exactly. It'll beat you until your memories are as fuzzy as it is. Neo's first teammate is a dominating Beware. Next up, no one has ever said so much in a show while saying nothing at all. Remaining mute, Neo's expressiveness and elaborate actions match perfectly with her next partner. Apparently, it can also perfectly copy anything it sees too, which sounds just about right. Serving as a sad connection to Roman and almost nailing the colours once again, Neo shows you how it's done, with a Mr. Mime. Neo is certainly full of tricks. You might not even know it's her until you hit her. In fact, no one would even suspect that what's hiding underneath is quite so dangerous. The fact is, Neo doesn't even need to hide behind a disguise to beat you, it just makes it all the more dangerous that she also can. So, Neo continues to be tricky with a scary little prankster in disguise, her Mimikyu. But now, Neo could use some type coverage, so let's give it to her nice and easy. Neo is one of the coolest characters in the show, plus the amount of material and jokes about ice cream are endless. So, it seems only right that she is named after it anyway. Let's chill out with a Vanillux. Next up, there's just no way to say it, but Neo is a lot of people's best girl. A fighting beauty, that's all there is to it. The looks, the attitude, the skills, and there's a Pokemon perfect for that. It even has the long two-piece hair. Might as well give the waifu a weird waifu Pokemon. Neo busts her squad with a fighter that loves to bug you, a stylish and similarly sassy Pheromosa. And finally, her last team member. You probably think it's weird that I left Ditto until last. I mean, she can turn into other people, and it's pink. Give her a Ditto. If you can't tell, she's not getting a Ditto, since actually it fits someone else way better. Neo can make herself look like others, but she can't literally become them. Luckily though, there is a Pokemon that can do almost exactly what she can do. It can shift its gloss-like down to change the light and appear like whatever it wants, apparently. Nailing it again with 2 of her colours as well. Yeah, I also think it's weird that it can do this, but it does. Neo caps off her team with a weird but strong Latias. Seriously, remember that one that turned into a girl to flirt with Ash? And the effect when it changes even looks the same as Neo's too. So that's cool. But actually, before we move on, I do have one last special mention again. Due to tight matchups on her team, it was stronger this way, but there is another Pokemon that we can just say she keeps in a box, because there is a Neopolitan Pokemon. Sort of. I'm sad it didn't make her team, but I'm gonna mention it here anyway. It's not actually based on ice cream, but it's really close in appearance. Neo's yummy little mascot? A Slurpuff. A shiny Slurpuff. Alright, and there's the teams. Let me know what you think. Yeah, look, the Ditto thing. It was so hard trying to find where to place all the sort of mons like that. I know it seems obvious, but the rules I set up make it really a challenge sometimes, which is the point. I can see people being confused by Merc's team a bit. The Volcanion was as close as I could get to tech-looking limbs that wasn't taken by someone else already. And it added some variety to his team. That's the thing, it's easy to just give Merc all the kicky Pokemon, like Blaziken and Hitmontop for the spinning, etc., but they're all just fighting types and then the team sucks. That's why he doesn't have Blaziken. He did have it for a while, but I actually sort of like that these 4 henchmen, actually none of them got starters. It's just kind of a fitting theme that I didn't really realize was there. The Substrike is kind of the same, although it does match his color scheme and sort of like his hair, and the deck does mention its attitude, which helped it fit more for his character. And for variety, plus it's known for being a physical fighter, despite being electric, which means it kinda sucks for the actual Pokemon, but it does fit, you know, Merc's style. The same goes for Duraludon. Yeah, like looking at all the steel Pokemon, there's nothing with actual metal legs that really fit, like something that was specifically kicking. And it'd be cute to give him a Meltan because, like, you know, it's actual, like, Mercury, but Nora already took him out metal. So rather than stick it with, like, the lower mon, I'd rather just put in Duraludon that works for its description and more type variety too. To fit Roman perfectly, I know that the Mudberry really shouldn't have been evolved, but there's no reason to make his team extra weak, since he already has the Litwick too, and it's like he came from a donkey, but that's his inspiration, but now he's grown into something else. Usually if I have like an under-evolved mascot type Pokemon for a character, I try and keep it to sort of 1, so the team does better. Because again, these teams are sort of meant to be able to fight each other on some sort of even footing. That's why I'm giving out mythicals and legendaries to as many people as I can, basically, to try and, you know, give people some equal footing. Oh, and for Neo too, it sucks there's really nothing to do for an Umbrella Pokemon. I considered swapping in like an Amoonguss or a Shiinotic for the shape, but it doesn't beat out the reasonings for the other ones. If nothing else, just say that Mr. Mime's screens acting as her defense are like her Umbrella Shield, I guess. Diancie was an odd one too, but it kind of fits, and no one else really fits a Diancie either, except for like a gem connection, but there's better ones for those people. Plus, I really like the idea that he stole it. Plus, it sort of being a reference to Neo is really kind of working for me. Also, it's super weird that Latias and Latios are both here but not together. It wasn't planned that way, they just both weirdly have Em and Neo's abilities. Though, just in the decks, and it doesn't actually help them mechanically in the game, but whatever, it counts, it's lore, they do have those powers. But anyway, that's all from me. Let me know down below if you have any thoughts or comments, let me know who you think has the best team or if you'd change anything. Until next time, my name is Rigger, hope you have a wonderful day, trainers, and I hope I did alright.